So, welcome to part 2. First of all, I would like to make my apologies for the sound quality of part 1. I just listened to it and it sounds rather windy. Anyway, I've changed something with the mic, so let's go on. We're back at the position after Queen G4. And here I was thinking, okay, what happens if I play H3 and try to pry open the G file? Then he could play something like this. And now G4 is not possible because he would take my bishop on F4 with check. So I thought maybe then I should play something like Rook F3, but then I didn't like the fact that he has Queen E4 attacking my queen. So it's this square, the square on E4, that I wanted to take away from the black queen. So after Queen G4 I played Rook E1. Then he played Bishop D7. And yeah, this is one of the things I found very difficult to explain about chess in general and my chess in particular. I had just prepared to play H2, H3, but I started drifting and drifting and drifting from this moment. And I suppose it has to do something with the luxury of a winning position. When I calculated H3, the line could go something like this. Opening up the G file, checking him, and now after an exchange I can play Queen C3, threatening to mate him on G7. Black can protect that square with his rook, but somehow I didn't see how I could continue, and in my calculations I missed the move Bishop G5, when after Queen G6, C5, F4, Queen E5, white is completely winning. So I didn't play my planned H2, H3, and after Bishop D7 I decided, well, but I can also just simply enter on the 7th. Everybody has read My System by Aaron Nimzowitsch and knows how strong it is to put a rook on the 7th. And I'm also doing it with tempo. I'm attacking the black bishop on D7. So I decided to play this move, and it's not the best, I suppose. And now black tried to be smart by interposing Queen F3 and not minding about the attack on his bishop. And here I missed another chance of more or less immediately concluding the game. I could have played the interesting Rook G1, where I played the worse Rook E1. Let's have a look at G1. The funny thing of this is that I put my rook on the G file and I threaten a mate with G takes H4, and that's a very serious threat. And at the same time I'm still threatening to take the bishop on D7. And I suppose that's all what chess is about, just saddle your opponent with so many problems that he cannot solve them with one single move. So after Rook G1 it would also have been winning. Now why didn't I see this move Rook G1? I suppose it has to do with the fact that I only thought about opening the G file by first exchanging the pawns. But of course you can also do it in the other move order. First put your rook on the G file and then exchange pawns. So I missed this nice point and I played the weaker rook HE1. And after rook AE8 I really started feeling more and more disappointed. Because if I now take the rook on D7, he will simply take my rook on E1, so that's not possible. But if I exchange rooks on E1, then I will lose all the attacking power of my own rooks, and then it becomes less and less clear how I'm going to deliver the final blow against the black king. Anyway, since I'm still in control of the E file, it would have been safe for me to play the move B2, B3 and create a safe haven for my own king. Because if at some moment I try to push my attack to the limit, there will be some kind of counterplay for black, and then it's good for my own king to be able to run away to the square A3, for instance. Also, since I had been dwelling on several opportunities of how to win this game, I was getting low on time also. So this explains why my next series of moves is far from accurate. I decided that exchanging on E8 would be the best way to go, since after all I can now win the pawn on F5. But this delivers a little bit of allows a little bit of counterplay because now I have to survive a series of checks. I didn't go to c2 because then after bishop g2 I would lose my queen, so I avoided that trap, but after queen f1 check I went to d2. And now some checks followed. I interposed my bishop on d2, and the queen went back to e7. So in time trouble I took the pawn on h4, and now black offers the exchange of queens, which would leave a very good drawing chances for him because of the opposite colored bishops. I decided not to exchange queens under these circumstances, and now he interposed with queen g6. There are some green arrows here that I will explain to you. In this case I was not so afraid for a queen exchange, because if he were now to take on g5 I could recapture with my h-pawn and have the possibility of maybe creating two passed pawns, and that would be far more difficult for him to defend. So in this moment I decided just to move my king and prepare to bring my bishop to the long diagonal. Black did not take my queen. Maybe he was also afraid of the fact that the bishop ending would offer me some serious chances. And now, in time trouble, a few more moves followed. Black manages another check and another one. And in this moment I could have decided the game by playing b4. b4 attacks the black queen. Also there is still the problem of the black bishop. The black pawn on c7 is weak, and if my queen were to take on c7, I would also threaten mate on g7, and in addition I would also have a free d-pawn. So this position would be a simple win. However, I thought that in playing not b4 but bishop b4 to block the check, I would achieve similar goals. And I saw that he could check me, and I also saw that I could go back with my bishop to c3, but I thought, maybe earlier in the game I should have played b3, and that will really safeguard and solidify my king position, so let's play b3 in this instance. Now, since I was winning more or less from the middle game on, I never dreamt that I could actually lose this game. It's also a very funny psychological factor, and I will leave it up to the imagination of you viewers of this video how this game of chess ended. So I hope you've enjoyed this video analysis. I'm looking forward to receive some of your reactions to my first posting, and see you again on YouTube. Bye.